Yo, what's up people, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to sound like Kanye West. Let's do it. Alright, so obviously his new album just dropped last week, so that's why I thought it makes sense to do this video now. And I know you're probably thinking Kanye's had so many different styles of music and so many different sounding albums across the years that it's going to be hard to actually sound like a certain version of Kanye. That's why in this video I'm going to focus on the more recent material that he's put out, such as the album that he's literally just dropped, and then maybe like The Life of Pablo, that type of style. And I'm actually a big fan of the new sound that he's putting out. I think this album that he's just dropped now is crazy. I think you can hear glimpses of each album within this album, if that makes any sense. And also one thing to point out is that it's not just Kanye working on his music, he's got producers, he's got engineers. And one of those producers slash engineers is a guy called Mike Dean, who I've been following for a long time now, and he's an absolute genius. So I've got a lot of respect for him, and I also think his influence on Kanye's music shouldn't go unheard or unappreciated. But anyway, with all that being said, let's go jump on a computer and try and create something in the style of Kanye West. So basically all that I've done is write out a simple chord progression. It's not even a progression, it's just literally two chords going back and forward. I started with A minor into F, then A minor and F again, and it sounds something like this. It just gives me something simple to start with, so I can start thinking of lyric ideas and flow and all that type of stuff. And that's actually a characteristic of Kanye's music. Like, it's very simple, but it's also very complex. So like, there's not much going on, but what is going on kind of makes up for everything else, because that one layer is as good as 4 other layers on top of that. So I hope that makes sense. Basically what I'm trying to say is that a lot of producers like to add layers upon layers upon layers of different instruments, of different sounds, just to make the beat sound full and sound sort of complex. Whereas what Kanye does, well, it's not just Kanye, what Kanye and his producers, Mike Dean, do is they have one layer or a couple of layers, but they make those layers sound huge. So for example, Kanye will have a synth instrument, and instead of adding another sound on top of that and another one on top of that, he'll work on that sound and make that sound huge. But that's why mixing in music is so important. Like, you can take one sound and you can manipulate that, you can process that, you can EQ it, you can do a bunch of things to that sound to just make it sound epic. And for me, that's one of my favorite things about Kanye's new music, is he doesn't add a bunch of shit to the song to make it sound good. He just makes what he does add count. And that part there, the making it count part, is where the complexity comes from. That's where the genius and the creativity really can shine. Because you're doing stuff that most people not only can't do, but also won't do. Like, people don't want to spend a lot of time perfecting one layer. They want to just cram stuff in because it's easy. The complexity comes from turning that one sound into something that just works on its own. And that's how Kanye is able to use distortion, is able to find, you know, really harsh sounding samples, but somehow make them sound beautiful. So for example, this is probably one of my favorite tracks of the whole album, mainly for the intro, just for how beautiful it sounds. Falling, dreaming, oh man, talking. It's so good, but all it is it's a vocal and then the instrument behind it, which is a keyboard or a synth pad. That's it. But if you listen to it on headphones or you listen to it on speakers, it just sounds huge, it sounds insane, because they've worked hard on making those two elements sound good, rather than adding a bunch of different instruments into the mix. Another one of my favorite parts of this entire album is at the end of the All Mine track, where he has the distortion come in, but man, it sounds so beautiful. So this is something that's so harsh, it shouldn't sound this good, but it's incredible.
Come, hey, let me see you go ahead and spin some. Hey.
So the sound that I'm talking about is that heavily distorted scratch kind of sound that comes in at the start of each bar. And man, that part, honestly, it's incredible. Like, I listen to that and I'm thinking, this is mad. All that segment of the track has is the vocals, the kick and the snare, and then the bass. That's it. And then that distorted part. And that's basically what I'm trying to say in this whole little segment. Like, it's the space that allows you to do that type of stuff. A lot of producers would just have like 10 different instruments in there, and that effect there on top of 10 different instruments just won't sound as good. It won't work. And oh man, this album is just inspiring me way too much. Like, you guys have got some good music on the way from me if this is the type of music that I'm listening to. But anyway, back to what we're working on. I've been on this road, I've been on road, I've been on this road, I'm gonna stay in this state. Yeah, I've been on the road, working on these flows, working on the flow, working on the flow. Blood, sweat, the Lord knows. Blood, sweat, the Lord knows. Hey, I've been on the road, working on these flows. Blood, sweat, the Lord knows. So right now I'm trying to work on some lyrics. I think what I've got so far in terms of the beat is enough for me to get some ideas down. Because what I was saying before is there's not much to that, which gives my mind a lot of creativity to work on. There's nothing blocking me, there's nothing in my way. I can just kind of write what I'm feeling. I can build the melody with my voice rather than building the melody with the keys. I've been on the road, working on these flows. Blood, sweat, the Lord knows. done yet, the Lord knows. I will never do some shit. It's time I got what I deserve. Gonna pay my dues. It's time that I get what I earn. Alright, so I've got some lyrics written now that I think are in this type of style that I'm going for, so it's time to record them, see how they sound. I've been on the road, working on these flows. Blood, sweat, the Lord knows. And I ain't done yet, the Lord knows. I've been through some shit. It's time I got what I deserve. I've been paying my dues. It's time that I got what I earned. I've been on the road, working on these flows. Blood, sweat, the Lord knows. And I ain't done yet, the Lord knows. I've been through some shit. It's time I got what I deserve. I've been paying my dues. It's time that I got what I earned. Okay, so now I'm going to record another take of what I just recorded, but a little bit lower and spread wide. I've been on the road, working on these flows. Blood, sweat, the Lord knows. And I ain't done yet, the Lord knows. I've been through some shit. It's time I got what I deserve. I've been paying my dues. It's time that I got what I earned. I've been on the road, working on these flows. Blood, sweat, the Lord knows. And I ain't done yet, the Lord knows. I've been through some shit. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with those vocal takes. Now I'm going to try and expand the beat a little bit before I work on the verse vocals. I've been on the road, working on these flows. Blood, sweat, the Lord knows. And I ain't done yet, the Lord knows. I've been through some shit. I want to give the chords a little bit of a low end, so I've got a bass that I'm going to record in now. I've been on the road, working on these flows. Blood, sweat, the Lord knows. And I ain't done yet, the Lord knows. And in true Kanye fashion, at the end of this little segment or intro or whatever you want to call it, I'm going to have a dramatic transition into the verse. So right here at the end, it's time that I got what I earned. It's time that I got what I earned. Instead of just having the end like that, I'm going to drop some of the instruments out and do a really sick like drum break into the verse. In my dues, it's time that I got what I earned. I've been paying my dues. It's time that I got what I earned. I got what I earned. My dues. It's time that I got what I earned. Okay, that's sounding sick. Now to work on the drum pattern for the verse. It's always good to keep things weird when you're trying to make a beat or a song in the style of Kanye. He's very controversial in what he says with his lyrics, and his music is controversial in general, like the beats, the structure. It's always nice to never be perfect, never be what people think you should be. Always surprise them, always keep it creative, keep it different. It's experimentation, it's just trying new things, and it's just making music that isn't the norm. It's not what people are used to, you know? Okay, so now I'm going to go and write some of the lyrics for the verse. I'm going to go do that off camera and I'll be back to record the final verse. Alright, so I'm back. It is a day later. I didn't expect these lyrics to be as hard as they were to write, but I forgot how absolutely insane some of Kanye's lyrics are. And I don't mean insane as in like incredibly good. I just mean bizarre, crazy and out there. So I don't want to have my name associated with those type of lyrics, so I kind of dumbed it down a little bit, and yeah, it was just difficult to try and find something that fit with me but also was in the style of Kanye, but I think I found it. One last disclaimer before I record this in: remember that these aren't my lyrics. I'm not saying this is a Randolph track. This is just me writing lyrics and performing the verse in the style of Kanye as much as possible. Alright, let's do it.
Roll the window down and let them hear the bass. I'm here to make a statement, not here for debates. Graduated from the basement to hitting the stage. Meet me at the after party and let's interface. Failing ain't part of my character. Didn't mean to embarrass you. Hit after hit after hit. Numbers don't lie, this shit really adding up. I ain't got time, I'm on to the next. Dropping these tracks all onto the net. You keep on hating, that's all I expect. I'll keep on grinding and cashing these checks.
Alright, so that was a pretty good take, and there you have it. that was my kind of take on making a song in the style of Kanye West. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you learned a little bit from it. I hope what I was saying made sense and this wasn't completely a miss. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you haven't already. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And now I'm gonna play the full track as the outro. So yeah, thanks again and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
I've been on the road, working on these flows. Blood, sweat, the Lord knows, and I ain't done yet, the Lord knows. I've been through some shit. It's time I got what I deserve. I've been paying my dues. It's time that I got what I earned. Roll the window down and let them hear the bass. Yeah, I'm here to make a statement, not here for debates. Graduated from the basement to hitting the stage. Meet me at the after party and let's interface. Failing ain't part of my character. Didn't mean to embarrass you. Hit after hit after hit. Numbers don't lie, this shit really adding up. I ain't got time, I'm on to the next. Dropping these tracks all onto the net. You keep on hating, that's all I expect. I'll keep on grinding and cashing these checks.